Hello, I'm Stephen Lindstedt. I'm the founder of Scalar Heart Connection, and I wanted to share with you today what is Scalar Heart Connection. Well, Scalar Heart Connection is a process that allows us to tap into the wisdom of our own heart. Now, how that happens, I believe, is that our heart is vibrating, and the universe is vibrating, the quantum field is vibrating, and that knowing field is also vibrating. So is it possible for us to tap into what the field knows so that we can be guided by that intelligence through the vibration of our heart? And I believe the answer is yes. And how Scalar Heart Connection applies that is by assigning numbers to different statements that we may need to hear in relation to a problem that we might be having. And so if we ask the field to guide us into a certain situation, we can ask our heart to show us a number, and we just let that number bubble up inside our mind's eye, and that number is typed into a program, and the program randomly looks at the different numbers and provides us with a statement. And that statement, therefore, is actually coming from the field informing us of what we need to know. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to demonstrate that with you in just a minute. But first, I wanted to just talk about how it can be applied in different situations. For example, if you are doing a family constellation, it's possible that there are times in the constellation where we'd really like to get a little bit more insight into what the representative is feeling, or how they might be responding, or what is the agitation that they're having, what is the issue with the representative. Well, we can ask our heart through the Scalar Heart Connection process right in the middle of a family constellation to guide us and to show us what we need to know. So that I find is a very convenient, a very quick tool to help guide us through different modalities. For example, it can be used in Reiki, it can be used in people that are doing Touch for Health or many other different modalities. It's just a very simple way of allowing us to receive further guidance through the infinite intelligence of the field. So what I offer is an app version, which is a very quick version that says, I just need guidance into like a little emotional upset that I might have. I need to know, what is my mind thinking? How is my mind negatively reacting to this? And I need guidance from my heart in terms of how can I respond in a very heart-conscious, compassionate way. That is a great tool for that. And again, I'm going to demonstrate that, and then I will take you through the steps so that you can do that also on your own. I'm also offering an online class, and I do workshops to teach people how to do the longer version, and that version I refer to as the practitioner version. What is different about the practitioner version is that it still asks the field to give us guidance into our issue, our problem, our negative thinking, but it goes a couple steps beyond that and asks the question to the field, well, where is my problem coming from? I always seem to have this behavioral automatic response to a situation. I get into an argument and I always make it worse by responding this way or that way. So it's number one, what is the background? What is my subconscious thinking that causes me to react that way? And we can ask the heart, is that subconscious belief, is it coming from an ancestor? Is there an exclusion? Is there something in the order of love that is out of balance that we need to look at? Or could it be in the collective consciousness? Now, collective consciousness is very interesting because it can be our religious community, how we grew up in a particular family, gives us a certain outlook in terms of, well, what is God? How am I supposed to behave? So it's very cultural conditioned. And there's also our friends condition us. We always are trying to fit into different things that are happening. Our school, our education also have influences. But it's also possible that we can receive influences while we're in the womb. So just imagine that you're 6 months in the womb and your mother has a terrible upset. Maybe she's having financial stress, or maybe she's having conflict with her husband. And so I believe that the embryo, the fetus in the womb, is feeling the vibration of all this trauma going on in the outside, and that is already shaping our belief and our viewpoint of what can I expect in the world. The world is an unsafe place, for example, or the world is filled with conflict. So these belief systems can come from family, ancestral imprints, but also in the womb, in our cultural conditioning. And one of the things that I think we also should look at, and we can ask the heart about, is my problem, is my illness, my discomfort, my behavior, is that coming from something that stems from a past life? So we can ask the heart to give us that guidance. Sometimes we just may be tempted to guess it's this or that, but I find that it's more important and more powerful if we just open ourselves to the guidance of the wisdom of our own heart. So I have someone here today that has volunteered to show you how the system works. What would you like to ask your heart about?
Well, I've had this pain in my back since I had an injury 20 years ago.
Okay.
And I've gone to many chiropractors and healers, and it gets better, but then it always comes back.
Okay, so let's ask your heart, is there an issue that is behind the back pain that is there wanting to motivate you to look at something or to change or to grow in some fashion? Ask your heart to show you number 1 through 7.
2.
So number 2 is connected to the heart chakra. And which part of your back is having the pain?
Well, it would be close to my heart.
Okay, so it's just right behind the heart. So there's something in this, we're assuming, that is holding this emotional constricted energy in that area. So let's see, well, what is the emotion? Ask your heart to show you number 1 through 4.
3.
So 3 is connected to the emotion of being selfish. And that is always a hard one for people to look at. But it could be that there is something that you're holding on to, or there is a sense of a lack of forgiveness for something. We're not really sure. So what we'll do is ask your heart to show you, well, what is the subconscious mind holding on to? And for that, we need a number 1 through 17.
6.
So your mind in the background has acquired this belief that you are trapped. So is there an aspect of your life where you feel trapped?
Yes.
Okay. So because we're doing a demonstration, I want to leave it at that. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. So let's see, is there something that is missing? In other words, when we feel trapped, we have the vibration of being trapped. And that disallows a very positive vibration to come in. It's like you can't play 2 notes at the same time. They're just disharmonious that way. So we either feel trapped or we feel something more positive. Ask your heart to show you number 1 through 44. There's many of them, so just take your time.
21.
And 21 tells us that what is missing in your body-mind-spirit system is the vibration of feeling protected from harm. Yeah. So that makes sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. And again, because we're demonstrating, I don't want to go into all the personal details of that. But what is important is that we shift the vibration of feeling trapped by asking our heart, well, what do we need instead? What do we need? How can we rephrase our thinking to be something more positive that will help us move out of this pain in the back? With the number 1 through 6.
2.
And 2 is that you need to be resonating with the vibration of I trust myself, I trust others, and I trust life. That I trust that life is guiding me, life is behind me, it's rooting for me. Life is in my favor, and the heart and the universe, the field is here guiding me and helping me every step of the way. So those feelings of being trapped are just clues that we need to take a look at something that is holding us from growing and proceeding on our life journey or our soul journey. So once we know that, we want to help embed that new vibration, because that is a foreign vibration to you. Your system has felt trapped for so long that it doesn't know, well, what does trusting life feel like? What does it sound like? So the next step is to identify what I call a quantum healing code. So these codes are vibrations. They're actually musical notes, but they're a very specific frequency. They're a whole note frequency. And what I found is that these vibrations come together to form different chords, harmonious chords or sometimes dissonant chords. And these vibrations also form a geometry. And that geometry is a triangle. When you put these triangles together, they form the geometry of the different chakras. So they're very powerful in that way to help us come back into balance with the chakra, in your case, the vibration of the heart chakra. And when we play that note in the context of the session, which says I want to come back into balance with I trust myself, it can be very, very powerful and very healing in that way. So ask your heart to show you a number 1 through 7.
2.
So I'd like you now to listen to this vibration, and I have people do the figure 8, because the figure 8 helps to strengthen this scalar field, this quantum field that the heart is generating. We strengthen that field, we open ourselves to unlimited possibilities, and in your case we want to embed in this quantum field of unlimited possibilities the statement, I trust myself, I trust others, and I trust life. Can you repeat that 3 times out loud while I play this vibration? I trust myself,
I trust myself.
I trust others,
I trust others.
and I trust life.
And I trust life.
I trust myself,
I trust myself.
I trust
I
others,
trust others.
I trust life.
I trust life. I trust myself. I trust others. I trust life.
It can be quite moving just to hear ourselves say those words. It's very life-enhancing. So take a deep breath and just let that settle in. And then I have people just relax, to breathe, maybe drink some water, take some time to just be calm. And this session is complete. Thank you. I'd like to welcome you to go to scalarheartconnection.com. And on scalarheartconnection.com, as you scroll down, I will show you in a minute, I'll go through this screen with you, and you will see where you can do this session for yourself. And there is also a section on the website where you can see the workshops that I teach. There are several books that I've written on the subject, and there's also an online training course, and that way you can take the training and you can become certified as a practitioner in the long version of Scalar Heart Connection. In order to use the free online version of Scalar Heart Connection, first go to scalarheartconnection.com, and once you're on the home page, scroll down to about the middle of the page, and you'll see in the center it says Ask Your Heart. And there's a little button that says click here, and that will take you to the online version of Ask Your Heart. So today I thought we could do a demonstration around, let's say, the subject of inner peace, that I want to have inner peace so that everyone listening to this or watching this video can experience inner peace. And I could simply type that in, that I want to do a session around inner peace. But you don't have to do that. I like to do it just as a way of kind of grounding myself in the session. But then the most important part is the second step, which is in part B, and that is in trusting our heart to just look inside ourselves. Maybe we breathe deeply a couple times just to reset ourselves, and to ask our heart gently to show us a number 1 through 7. And in this case, my heart is showing me the number 6. So I click on 6 and then continue. And now the system is telling us that our inner peace is something that is disrupted in our crown chakra. And the crown chakra is often related to only one emotion. In the other chakras, when we come to part C, we'll have 1 to 2 or 1 to 4 or 5. But in the crown chakra, it is almost always related to our connection to spirit and our connection to meaning and purpose. So it's telling us that our inner peace is affected by how well we are connected, let's say, to the divine. Do we trust that the divine is guiding us? And if we knew that the divine is guiding us, then there wouldn't really be anything to worry about. So let's see, what is our mind thinking in the background that is causing us to be restless? I'm asking my heart to show me a number 1 through 12, and I get the number 3. And our negative mind-brain condition response is, I am out of control, which is very common for human beings. We don't feel like we're in control. And in a sense, we're not really in control. I mean, if we let the divine be in control, then we wouldn't have these daily worries and upsets. But our mind needs to be in control. It feels that it needs to be in control. And when it feels that it is out of control, somehow it feels that its survival is at stake. Well, what is the positive vibration that is not being allowed in because of our negative mind belief system about control? So I call that the unmet heart need. There are 44 of them, so I just take a moment, ask my heart gently to show me a number, and my heart is showing me the number 25. And 25 is confidence. That what is missing when my mind feels that it is out of control is we are no longer within the field, the vibratory field of confidence. And I think that confidence comes when we are connected to the divine, we're trusting that the divine is guiding us, then we have all the confidence in the world, and therefore there's nothing to worry about or be agitated about. But let's ask our heart, what do we need in order to shift that vibration, that conditioned mental response of I am out of control, into something more positive? I'll ask my heart to show me a number 1 through 7. And my heart is showing me the number 2. Which is, the heart is saying that instead of repeating this idea that I am out of control, let's replace that with life has meaning. And I believe that the statement life has meaning is very powerful in this sense, because it is telling us that the divine has a purpose for our life. And if we will just let go of our need to control and let ourselves be guided by the divine, then we will see our life unfold the way it should. To support that, I like to do a quantum healing code. And the quantum healing code There are 22 codes, but for this shorter version, I just have added 7 codes because I know these are all consonant harmonious notes. And I'll ask my heart to show me a number 1 through 7, and my heart is showing me the number 6. And when I scroll down, I see that the number is track number 6, which happens to be the note 852, which is the vibration of our crown chakra. So I'm going to play this tone, and at the same time I'm going to repeat the statement that life has meaning. And I like to do the figure 8s, and that way I can embed this vibration of life has meaning within my whole entire body, mind, spirit system. Life has meaning. Life has meaning. My life has meaning. And that is essentially the session. It is very quick, it is very easy to do, and it can adjust and change our attitude and how we feel about a situation almost immediately. It's very powerful in that way. And so now you have the experience of doing a session. You can do this session for yourself. You can do the session for your family. Children are wonderful. They love to ask their heart for numbers. They love Scalar Heart Connection. You can actually do this for pets. You can do this for clients. And it is something that really can be done any day and every day. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to share with you Scalar Heart Connection. I hope that you can go into the Scalar Heart Connection website and try the free version for yourself so you can experience that conversation with your own heart. Also available is an app version so that you can have the freedom to do this any place. And also, if you in time are very interested and you find this helpful, please look at the online training. And for me, my favorite thing is to see you face to face, person in person, and I will be traveling everywhere to do workshops and to talk with you and to help you become better and better practitioners. Because after all, my dream is that each one of us taps into the wisdom of our own heart, and in that way we can learn to love ourselves more deeply and more fully. And when we do that, we learn to love others, and then ultimately we love the planet, and we learn to love love. Thank you very much.